Hey food lovers, welcome back to my channel Naked Fusion. Today we're going back to the roots with one of Nigerians most loved meals, Amala, Ewedu and Gbegiri. A perfect blend of texture, flavor and tradition. This is the kind of meal that brings families together and reminds us what home tastes like. So sit back and watch as I recreate this timeless classic step by step. So for our Gbegiri, we're making use of some palm oil, some beans, washed beans. You will see the process later in the video, but these are the two main ingredients for the Gbegiri. For our proteins, I'll be using some tilapia fish, cow tongue, a cow kidney, some intestine, cow skin and tripe. For our proteins, I'll be using some sliced onions, garlic, ginger, carrots, cabbage and some habanero pepper to cook them. Into a heated pot, I'm going to saute my sliced onions, carrots, cabbage, ginger, and then I'm going to add some thyme and some curry, and then I'm going to just allow that to release its flavor before I add the meat to this pot and steam our meat in its own juice. We're not going to add any water to it. We'll steam the meat in its own juice. I skipped the part where I added the meat, but to my meat I added some seasoning. You can choose whatever seasoning you want to add. I added some seasoning and some salt, and this is after some minutes the proteins have released its own juice, so it's cooking in its own juice, no added water. So this is what we want to achieve. Trust the process. While that is cooking, let's move to our stew. The stew we'll be using for this amala, we're using some fresh tomatoes, fresh pepper, shongo, one bell pepper and some onions. We're going to blend this into a smooth paste. To get this smooth paste, we do not need to add water. We just need to add our tomatoes first, and then the juice of our tomatoes will aid us in blending the other vegetables. Once we're through blending, we're going to heat up a pot and we'll be adding our palm oil. We're using palm oil for this stew. You can eat that with just plain palm oil or palm oil mixed with vegetable oil, whatever is your preference. I've decided to use only palm oil, and then into this palm oil I'm going to pour in my blended tomato paste. While we let our stew cook, we'll go on to washing our beans. As you can see, I already started the process of washing my beans. You just put your beans in water, a little water, allow that to soak for a bit. If you have dry beans, rub in between your fingers and get the shaft out, as you can see me trying to do. This can be done this way, or you can use your blender with your pulse button. Pulse about 2-3 times or 4, and then sieve out the shaft from your beans. After your beans have been thoroughly cleaned, into a pot of water you will add your beans and then just cook. You don't need to add any salt at this point. Just cook your beans till it is very cooked. You will notice that the beans will like scatter up. It would scatter, and then after that you pour into your blender. You can see me pouring the beans. Look at what it looks like pouring into the blender. Please do not blend your beans while it is hot. I tried this and then there was an explosion, so I remembered I have a stick blender and I decided to transfer into a bowl and then just blend that up. It's safer this way, or you wait for your beans to chill before you blend the beans. After I blended my beans, I still passed these beans through a mesh sieve. Now into my pot, I'm pouring that blended beans into my pot, and into this pot I'm going to be adding palm oil, crayfish, and some seasoning cube. That is what we're using for our gbegiri. Just palm oil, some crayfish, and some seasoning cube. After that, mix thoroughly and see if the palm oil is okay for you. I did add more palm oil to mine. I added a little bit of palm oil to mine. I tasted it and I was okay with the seasoning. So back to our stew base. So we have added some stock. I've added some stock to this stew base already. I did add little stock to it, and then I've put in the meat that we cooked earlier into the pot, and I'm just going to allow that simmer. And next up, we'll be making our ewedu. It is made with a leaf called jute leaf, and then we're adding some locust beans, also known as Ewedu, to our ewedu. That is what it looks like. So next up, we'll be making our ewedu soup. Our ewedu leaf has been plucked and cleaned, and into a pot of boiling water I'm going to be adding some baking soda. This is just to retain the brightness of our green leafy vegetable so that it doesn't lose its color. I'm just going to add some baking soda, and then I'm going to add the leaves into the pot. Traditionally, once these leaves are cooked down, and is usually beaten with a short broom. That's what the Yorubas will use, a short broom, but I do not have that equipment, so I'm going to be using my blender. We are looking at getting a rough blend. We don't want it smoothly blended. We just need it blended roughly. So I'm going to be using my pulse button so that I can get the right texture for this ewedu soup. Again, try not to blend very hot items in the blender. It could explode. Mine has cooled down and I have blended to the consistency that I want. We don't want a smooth consistency. After you have done that, we're putting it back into the pot, and then I'm going to be adding my locust beans, some salt, and some dried pepper to this ewedu. Mix thoroughly and allow that to cook. Once it has boiled like this, to this extent, we can take it off the heat. Back to our stew, you can see it's looking good. I have already added my fish, let's say 15 minutes to ready. So I've added that, and this is what our gbegiri looks like. This is our 3 components. After this, I'm going to be making the amala. So into a deep pan or a pot of boiling water, we'll be adding amala powder. Then we're going to stir to mix this powder together, and also try and avoid lumps as much as possible. So I'm going to stir this vigorously. Amala is usually very light in texture, very sticky like, it's not firm. So I'm just going to add water and allow that cook, which I've done that. I've allowed it cook. So I'm just going to mix this up till it comes together, as you can see me trying to do in the video. after 500 years. Scratch that, I'm just kidding. So after much turning and turning, amala is looking good. Okay, this is the texture we're trying to achieve. This is how soft the amala should be. So yeah, amala is ready, our gbegiri is ready, our ewedu is ready, our omiobe is ready, which is the stew. We're just going to put this together in a plate like how I see the Yorubas put together, and we're just going to enjoy this meal, this homely food. So this is how it is traditionally dished. I have seen this so many times and it's exciting for me to try this out. So this is how it's usually dished with your omiobe, Gbegiri and Ewedu. The color is beautiful. It's really beautiful and quite attractive. My Yoruba brothers and sisters, I would like to hear in the comment section if you approve, if I have tried to this point. Thank you all for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share.